Hello everyone, welcome to the video. The video is about UI in Unity, so let's get it started. First, right click on the hierarchy and then go to UI and go to Canvas. Click on Canvas. So two game objects are created. We only press Canvas, but event system is also there. Event system is basically for the interactions like buttons and stuff. If it's not there, buttons and everything and the events won't work. So just leave it there, don't delete it. Let's focus on Canvas. Canvas is where we'll add our images, UI and text, everything related to UI. So first let's try adding an image. Go to UI and go to image. As you can see, we have an image right at the center. We can change its position. Put it here, it will be there. What if you want to put it in the corner? Like I put it in the corner here, upper left hand corner, and it will be there in the left hand corner. But the problem here is if the screen's aspect ratio is changed, it's gone. Where did it go? It's here outside. So what we do in such scenarios is we press on the image and we go to this rect transform. We press on this and then here we can set the anchor points and pivot, and we need to put it in the upper left hand corner. So we press alt and then we press here. So as you can see, it's gone to this upper left hand corner, and now even if we change our aspect ratio, it still stays here. So this is how this is helpful. We can also make it fill the screen. Press alt and then press here, it fills the screen. This is basically useful when we have a background image which we need to fill the screen with. This fills the screen whatever the size may be. So let's remove this image and then we can try adding a text element. What is UI without text, right? So let's go to UI and then we'll add text. I have Text Mesh Pro installed and I highly suggest you to do so too. It provides a much high quality text than the text that comes with Unity. So I suggest you to import and download Text Mesh Pro. So I have it installed already, so it's right here. So as you can see, we have a text component right at the center here. Here if we press text component, then we can see a Text Mesh Pro component is there. We can change it and then say game. Yeah, very inventive. So we can change the text type, which we can use like h1, which is heading. We can use a quote and everything else. I don't use it much. I don't know why people will, but it's still there. We can change for our font here. It's a default font here, Liberation Sans. We can press on this circle and then we can change our fonts. I don't have any other fonts, so if you want to make your UI like the game, like if it's a prehistoric game, you want the font to have a prehistoric vibe, you can download fonts from the internet and then use those fonts. Yeah, that will be good. So next we have many other options for the font, like styles. You can make it bold, italicized, underlined, everything is there. And then we can set the size. If we increase the size to an extent, it will be like this. So what should we do here? So press T and then the rectangle will be selected and then we can change its size. So if I increase it enough, it will be correct here, so it appears in one line. So you can do that according to the size and content of the text, or we can use auto size as well. So based on the size it will change. If I decrease the size, it will decrease with it. So that's nice. And we can also set the maximum, minimum and stuff. We can do that later. And then we have color. We can set the color as well through here. I'll put it black. Okay, so there are many other options here like alignment and stuff. You can go through that. Okay, so I'll just increase it a bit and then put it in the center using the rect transform. I'll just put it in the center, so it's right at the center here. Even if we change everything, it will still be here at the center. And next we can go through the scaling. Like as you can see, it is very small here. Maybe we can go to 16:9, and then here we have a canvas scaler component attached to the canvas. So instead of constant pixel size, we can scale the screen size, and since we have 16 by 9, we can put it as 1600 by 900. Okay, so we have our game component here, and if we put free aspect and then we change it, it's good. If we change our width, it becomes very small because it's matching with the width. So if we change that, it will change along with it. So now it only changes its heights along the height. Along the width it doesn't change. Maybe the extreme points might not be good, so you can put a value whichever feels good for your game. So now it changes slightly with height and with width. I'll put it on width for now. Okay, that's fine for me now. So next we have buttons. Without buttons, what is a UI? So next we can add some buttons. I have a TextMesh Pro installed, so I have a button with TextMesh Pro. That means the button has a text component which uses TextMesh Pro. So we have text button. We can bring it down, press W, and then this will show up, and then we can put the button slightly down. We can put it at the center so that it doesn't stray away, and then slightly lower it down beneath the game. Yeah. We can change the UI color as well. We can change the color and everything. We can change the content as well with play and everything. You can change everything. And then the main functionality of a button is what happens when you click. There is the button component has the on click event here, and you can add something to the list. Editor and runtime, both editor and runtime. So we can put any object here, and whatever scripts or anything is there, based on that we can run that function or anything. So first let me add one image just for testing purpose. I'll add an image here. There is an image here, an image is here. We can add that image here, and then in functions we can go to game object and set active. If the set active is, you can tick it, there is no tick mark here, so it is false, so set active is false. So if I press the button, the set active will be false and the object will disappear. So let's try it out. If I press play, the object disappears. That's the functionality of button. We can add mini scripts as well. So I have a script called UI button here. Let me add that to the button. The UI button is, I have added that, and let's add it here as well. Okay, so I have created a script for the button. I have a function here. The function should be public so that the editor can access it, and it returns void, and it is called play button. This doesn't basically do much. It just debugs, it logs, it has a log which prints this, just to try it out. So in functions I go to UI button, which is basically the name of the script, UI button, and then the function name will be here, play button. The issue many people have is they put the function as private and they can't find it here. So make sure you make it public. So play button, and then when I press play, okay, so go to console, and then if I press play, it is printed, play button is pressed, is printed. So that is basically it. You can add many functionalities, you can play around with it, get familiar with it. It's a very useful thing. UI is very useful for your game, so practice it, play with it, so that you understand it much more. So that's the video. Thank you everyone.